Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my new 5 a.m. morning routine. As someone who's been aiming to better their life, this has been like the perfect routine for me lately. Getting up earlier has allowed me to utilize all the time in the day because I've always said there's not enough time in the day, but now I have more than enough time. I really learned how to change my perspective on everything and learn what it truly means to be productive and to just continue to pour into myself. I'm currently reading Proverbs chapter 28, but by the time you're seeing this, I've already finished Proverbs, but we'll get more into that later. Good morning, everyone. It is currently 6:15. We just got done with our Bible study. Now I'm gonna go ahead and head to the gym. Bible study is really good this morning. I'm still currently in Proverbs, but I'm trying to think about what I want to read next. I'm not too sure, but what I read this morning was really good. I feel like Proverbs is getting like really repetitive. I'm starting to feel like what I've read, like I've been reading since I even started the book of Proverbs, but it's fine because you can never have too much wisdom. I typically go to our rec center that we have here at South, but I'm gonna see what my apartment complex gym is looking like because I've never been to this one. And I just hope it has all my stuff. Today is leg day because it is Monday, so we're gonna start the week off right. I love a good leg day. So I feel like even if they don't have a lot of stuff, they'll have enough stuff for a leg day because like it's leg day. Not like I'm going in there trying to do like a back workout or something. And I just really hope my hair does not frizz up, which I know it will. It really just depends on how much I sweat. Like I said, it's 6:15 right now. I have class at 9, so I won't be in there for too long. I'm gonna try not to like rush through my sets because I typically do that when I feel like I don't have any time. We're gonna get into the word whenever we get back from the gym, but I am still in the process of getting my morning together and setting my morning right. So let's pick out a gym outfit and then I will see you guys whenever I get to the gym. And I already know there's gonna be that one person that was like, you got up at 5:40. This isn't a 5 a.m. morning routine. I got up at 5 in the morning. It took me 30 minutes to get out of the bed. I didn't go back to sleep, but for me to even find the strength to get out of bed, I had to sit there for a minute. So when I say it's cold, it's literally 57 degrees and I'm freezing. When I say the gym was packed this morning, it was packed. And it's never like that when I go around this time. So I was just like, why is everybody in here? But kudos to them for getting their life together because baby, we all gotta do it eventually. But it is safe to say I have worked up an appetite. My legs are dead in fat. But I did meal prep last night, which is making my morning go a lot easier because I can feel the hunger angry coming on. Like right now I just feel so irritable to everything and I know it's because I'm hungry. So let's go ahead and get some food in our system. Last night I meal prepped some bacon, egg and cheese English muffins and I'm so excited for these. I love these. This is what they're given, but I put them in the microwave for like 30 seconds because it really does not take a lot. Now if I put them in the freezer I warm them up for like a minute, but I didn't have any parchment paper so I didn't put them in the freezer. But nonetheless this is gonna be top tier. But I know that isn't gonna fill me up, so I went ahead and opted for some hash browns. Guys, I love hash browns and these ones are so good. And I think I'm just gonna cook one of them since I already have bread with my English muffins. So let's go ahead and put this in the air fryer and warm up my sandwich. tell that breakfast is top tier? I love a good English muffin sandwich. Like, it doesn't matter if it's bacon, sausage, I love a good English muffin sandwich. And then I ended up putting the hash brown inside the sandwich. Oh yeah, I had me a great time with breakfast this morning. But yes, it is 8:30 right now, so I have about 15-ish minutes to give you guys a good word and to share with y'all what I've been reading. Now, if you follow my spam, which if you don't, then you should, but if you follow my spam, then you know that I accidentally shipped off my SD card. And that is the absolute last thing I wanted to do, because I had already filmed this video and I feel like I had to refilm it again because she didn't ship it back in time. I still don't even know if she shipped it out now, to be honest. And I don't know if she's gonna ship it out, but that's neither here or there. Like, it already happened, so we're just gonna move past it. But I did speak about chapter 27 of Proverbs. Of course, y'all know we are still in the Proverbs series, but I read chapter 28 this morning. And since I spoke about chapter 27 within the last, I want to reshare with y'all what is in chapter 27, because the devil is a liar and I will get my word out. Now, if you don't already know, Proverbs is the book of wisdom. It is from King Solomon speaking to his son. But of course, you know, in the Bible, when they're speaking to their children, they're like speaking to us, and like, you know how that works. So King Solomon is just continuing to give us wisdom, which is so important, because wisdom is just such a key to life, and you can never have too much wisdom. So let's go ahead and get in chapter 27 and chapter 28. Now, I'm not going to break down the entirety of the chapters. I'm just going to go over the highlighted portions that I have along with the notes that I have that are in my notebook. Oh, also, this is the Word English Bible, and I got this from Barnes & Noble. It just says rejoice, and it's actually a coloring book. If you see on the side, it has like key verses, and then when you go to the beginning of the chapters, it has like where you can color in at the beginning and on the sides. You have all kind of things, but my markers bleed through too bad, and I don't feel like buying crayons or color pencils. But let's get into the word. So the first thing I highlighted was chapter 27 verse 1, which says, do not boast about tomorrow, for you don't know what a day may bring. And then what I got from that was to be present, because tomorrow is not promised. So just living now. I've always been told to be where my feet are, and being where my feet are has like saved me so much stress, because why are we worrying about tomorrow? Like, one, you don't even know if you have tomorrow. For two, if you worry about tomorrow, then you'll miss today. So let's just stay in the moment. We've always heard the term live in the moment, so y'all have to live in the moment when it comes to living day by day. I also highlighted the second verse, which is let another man praise you and not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. King Solomon heavily talks about self-righteousness and always bragging on yourself and being conceited. It's just not cute. It's just not a good thing. So allow somebody else to speak of your goodness. So allow somebody else to speak of your good deeds, and just be humble in everything you do. Now, I didn't highlight this next part, but I think it was still important. It says a stone is heavy and sand is a burden, but a fool's provocation is heavier than boast. Now, what I pulled from that is, what does provocation mean? The root word of provocation is to provoke, and that means to intentionally do bad and intentionally to upset someone. The next thing I highlighted was verses 5 and 6. And it says, better is open rebuke than hidden love. The wounds of a friend are faithful, although the kisses of an enemy are profuse. And what I pulled from that is, a true friend's honesty, even if it hurts, is meant to help you. Because a true friend wants what's best for you all the time, and they're not just gonna sit there and just kiss your butt and let you do anything. Like, if it's wrong, and they're gonna tell you it's wrong. So don't get your feelings hurt whenever your friend's trying to correct you, because it's coming from a good place. Next, I have verse 9, which says, perfume and incense brings joy to the heart, so does earnest counsel from a man's friend. It's the same thing going on with friendship. I just said true friendship does good to every man. Next, I have verse 12, which says, a prudent man sees danger and takes refuge, but the simple pass on and suffer for it. What is that, man? A prudent man, a diligent man, a hardworking man sees an issue and he tackles it head on, while the simple man will take cover and they will just have to suffer the consequences that come with just hiding from anything. Next, I have verse 14, which says, he who blesses his neighbor with a loud voice early in the morning, it will be taken as a curse by him. What does that mean? That means doing good things in a wrong way will be taken the wrong way. Doing things arrogantly, doing things to seek attention. Because if you go by the verse, it says a loud voice early in the morning. Who wants to hear somebody be extra loud early in the morning fresh off the wake up? Nobody. No matter what you're doing, if you're loud early in the morning, people will be irritated. So do things in the right way. Next, I have verses 15 and 16, which says, a continual dropping on a rainy day and a contentious wife are alike. Restraining her is like restraining the wind or grasping oil in his right hand. Have you ever tried to grab the wind and you open your hand, you have nothing? Or have you poured oil in your hand and tried to grab it and the oil just continues to leak from your fingers? You cannot control what somebody else does. Next, I feel like we've all heard this verse before. Verse 17 says, iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens his friend countenance. I think that's how you said that. And I just said it's important who you keep around you. Next, verse 19 says, like water reflects a face, so a man's heart reflects the man. You can tell who a person is by the content of their heart. You can't hide who you are forever. You can't put on this facade like you're just big and just great forever. Like, you cannot. The last thing I have in here is verse 22, and it says, though you grind a fool in a mortar, with a pistol along with grain, yet his foolishness will not be removed from him. I'm pretty sure I pronounced half of those words wrong, but what it means is you cannot turn a fool from his foolish ways. If you put the fool in a grind and you grind it up to the finest piece, it will still be a fool at the end of the day. Now moving on into chapter 28, this is a little shorter. Verse 5 of chapter 28 says, evil men do not understand justice, but those who seek Yahweh will understand it fully. Why? Because the Lord is just. Verse 6 says, better is the poor who walks in his integrity than he who preserves in his ways, and he is rich. If you are poor in the physical aspect, but you are rich in the spiritual aspect, you have way more than the person who is rich in the physical, because they cannot take those physicals with them to heaven. If you have wisdom, if the Lord still puts conviction in your heart, you have so much more to obtain than the person who only cares about their worldly desires. Next, verse 7, whoever keeps the law is a wise son, but he who is companion of gluttonous shames his father. We have got to keep the things that we learn near to our heart, because if it's near to our heart, then it is instilled in our spirit, and we have to be obedient to the things that the Lord teaches us. If not, then we are no better than the simple man. If you run away from their teachings, you are disobedient. Obedience is proof of your wisdom. Obedience is proof that the Lord is working in your heart. If you do not have that, you are no better than a simple man. Next is verse 9. He who turns away his ear from the hearing of the law, even his prayer is an abomination. We have to have a listening and open ear when it comes to the word of the Lord. You have to be able to continue to take in what the Lord is teaching you, because you can never have too much wisdom. We spoke about earlier in Proverbs how he talks about a wise man. A wise man is a teachable man. The wise man never thinks he knows too much, because you can always continue to learn more. Okay, next verse 10, I think this is really important. It says, whoever causes the upright to go astray in an evil way, he will fall into his own trap, but the blameless will inherit good. There are people in this world, there are spirits that walk this earth that will do anything in their power to turn you away from the goodness of the Lord, but you have to have these teachings instilled in you. You have to have this word living inside of you. This is the living, breathing word of God. It has to live and breathe inside of you, or else anything can just come into your ear or come into your eyes, because our eyes and our ears are the windows to our soul. Anything that comes by you can just take over you if you do not have this instilled in your heart. If you don't know the word of the Lord, you can be fooled to anything. Next, verse 13 says, he who conceals his sins does not prosper, but whoever confesses and renounces them finds mercy. It does no good to hide your sins. That's why we have people who share their testimonies. If you are transparent about where you have been and where the Lord is leading you, transparency leads to transformation. You cannot hide in your sin forever, because God knows you. He knows you front and back, inside and out, all around. You cannot hide anything from God. So be transparent in your sin. Share your testimony. Share where you've come from. Share where you're going. Next thing I have is verse 23. This is going to be the last thing I touch on. And it says, one who rebukes a man will afterward find more favor than one who flatters with the tongue. Like I said, it does you no good to sit up and kiss your friend's butt. It does them no good, because if you know better, why are you not sharing this better with your friends? The note that I wrote down says, it is better to lead someone the right way than to allow their sinful nature. Now, that is it for today's Bible breakdown. I think Proverbs is really, really good. I'm just gonna be so sad when I finish it. I don't have that many chapters left. I think I have 29, 30, 31. I have 3 chapters left, and I've already done Proverbs 23. I've already done Proverbs 20, oh my goodness. I've already done Proverbs 31, but of course I'm gonna reread it again, because I need to read it in its entirety, because I read it alone and not with all of Proverbs. But that is going to be it for my 5 a.m. morning routine. It is currently 8:29, and it is time for me to put this show on the road. But let's first read the verse of the day. I have my widget from my Holy Bible app, and it always gives you the verse of the day. And this is Ephesians 1:7 from the WEB version. And it says, in him we have our redemption through his blood, for the forgiveness of our trespasses according to the riches of his grace. I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.